Hi! So on the 21-day fix, we use containers instead. We don't have to count calories or count points or anything crazy like that. So with your kit, you should have gotten the different containers. And once you figured out your calorie bracket, you're going to have a certain amount of each container that you eat a day. So for example, if you're in the first calorie group, you eat 3 greens a day. So what this means is that you're going to fill up your green container 3 times a day and eat that. Now, to figure out what you put in each one of these containers, you're going to use your eating plan. So go ahead and turn to page 24 in your eating plan, and it shows you all of the different foods that you can eat for your green container. All right, so your green container are your veggies. So you're going to be eating probably the most of your green and your red too usually. So what you're going to do is go through the list and figure out what things on the list do you like. What can you see yourself eating every day or every once in a while? What are some new things maybe that you want to try? Now, these do go in hierarchical order of like the most nutrient dense foods to the least, but I mean, if you like this stuff from the bottom, you don't really like that stuff up there, not a big deal. Okay, you really want to have a variety so you don't get too bored. So for example, if you are eating, let's see, spinach, you're going to fill up your green container with spinach. Now you can do spinach either cooked or raw. If you cook it, you can fit like literally an entire bag in here. So that's what I do if I'm really hungry, fill it up with spinach. There are some though that you don't put in here, you just count them and they will say that right next to it. So for example, if you're eating asparagus. Now, asparagus would be really hard to kind of like fit and maneuver in here, so you don't have to do that. It tells you that you eat 10 large spears, okay? Same thing with carrots. You can either slice them up or you can just eat the 10 medium baby carrots, and that will count for a green container, all right? So green veggies, make sure you're getting your veggies in. Your next container, which is the same size as your vegetables, is your purple container. Now, your purple container are your fruits. So it's the same size as the green, but you usually get more green than you do purple. Okay, so same thing here, most nutrient dense on the top, then goes down the list. But again, they're all awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong with fruit. So fruit is the same way. You can either fill up the container, or if the fruit has a number next to it, so for example, banana is a big one. So banana, you just eat half a large banana. Or if you buy little teeny tiny bananas like I do, just eat the whole thing and count it as a purple. Okay, so after purple, we go into our red. Now the red container is super, super important. This is what I realized when I realized that I was not getting anywhere enough protein in what I was eating. So the red is the second largest, and you will probably have the most reds to eat. I know the lowest calorie bracket has 4 of these that they're supposed to be eating a day. So make sure that you're trying to get those proteins in. Super, super important. So proteins kind of work the same way. They're a little bit trickier. For example, eggs, you don't want to crack eggs into here. So for eggs, you either eat 2 regular large eggs or you can eat 8 large egg whites. And this is where also your Shakeology can count for a red. So 1 scoop of Shakeology will count for your red. If you aren't drinking Shakeology, if you like another protein drink, another protein powder, 1.5 scoops would also count as a red. All right, super important to make sure you get the reds. So your next one is your yellow. Yellow are your carbs. Now be careful with your yellow because a lot of things people don't usually count as carbs on this. For example, some people, I mean, I always thought peas were a vegetable, and they are a vegetable, but it's a starchy vegetable, so it counts as a yellow. Same thing with potatoes, okay? Now, you can, same way with the yellows, fill it up and count that as one yellow. Or there are some things, especially near the bottom of the list, that you probably don't want to try to squish into this container. So for example, waffles. You can have one whole grain waffle for a yellow, but you don't need to cut it up and squish it in here. Same thing with a bagel or pancakes, a tortilla shell. Just count it as a yellow. You don't need to try to squish it in here. Okay, so you get, if you're on the lowest calorie bracket, you'd get 2 a day. The other ones go up from there. Okay, and these are the containers that you would also use for your swaps, and I'll talk about swaps in a different video. Your next container is your blue, and your blue are kind of like your healthy fats, your nuts, your cheeses. Okay, so your blue container, where's mine? It's right here. It looks little, but you can fit a lot of stuff in here. So this is where, if you like avocado, I use mine for hummus almost every day because I love hummus. Or if you're a cheese person, this is what you're gonna want, okay? So they have a whole bunch of different cheeses on there. They have hummus, avocado, they have nuts. So most of them, you just fill it up with cheese. Now, the nuts, make sure you go by the count. Okay, you don't want to fill this whole thing up with walnuts. That'd be way too many. So, for example, you can eat 12 almonds. You don't fill this whole thing up with almonds. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to the numbers, especially for your blue container. The next one, the orange, are your oils and your healthy fats. So, your oil, yeah, and your seeds too. Okay, so it's this little tiny guy, but you got to remember what it's being used for. Okay, it's used for dressings, or if you like seeds. Never ate seeds until I did this, and now I'm obsessed with pumpkin and sunflower seeds. So same thing with here, fill it up with as many seeds as you can fit in it. Or there are 21-day fix dressings that you can make, which are right in this book. Fill this up, and that would count as an orange. Okay, and your last one, this one's my favorite, are your teaspoons. Now, it obviously did not come with a teaspoon because hopefully you have one in your house, or just use a regular spoon. Okay, so your teaspoons are your oils and your nut butters. Okay, so if you're a peanut butter or almond butter fan, this is what you would use your teaspoons for. Okay, just use your teaspoon, fill it up with olive oil or peanut butter, almond butter, seed butters. Okay, these are your healthy fats that you're going to get in for the day. Okay, and the next page you'll see a whole bunch of free foods. That free foods just mean you can pretty much eat as much as you want of them. Okay, those are awesome. All right. I hope this all made sense. I know I went through it pretty quickly. If you have any questions about what goes in each what container, or how many you're supposed to eat a day, go ahead and comment below or message me and I'll answer your questions. All right, bye. Have a good rest of the day.